Hello there, welcome to Anti-Social Media, and it's fair to say that Laurence Fox, like many other grifters of his ilk, has found the winning formula to get maximum attention from people on social media, and that's simply by saying the very worst things imaginable, aimed primarily towards the very worst people in his fan base. Whilst everyone else looks on and thinks, Jesus Christ, why are you such a wanker? How are you getting away with this bullshit? Whilst it's quite depressing to see awful people being excited by his awful words, it is quite satisfying watching Laurence Fox ruin any chance he has of future employment. It is bizarre, the formula people have found of being a total arsehole in order to get people riled up, get people coming to your replies calling you a bit of a twat, and therefore going viral for being an arsehole. But that's how some people sustain relevance in today's world, bizarrely. The problem being, once you go extreme, there is no way back. You cannot backpedal after doing that. And you can only continue saying the very, very worst things possible. A good example from 2021 is people who are outraged at the anti-racism gesture that footballers do before a football match by kneeling down for 3 seconds before the match starts, which for some reason really annoys some members of society. And it makes you think, what kind of people are angered by an anti-racism message? And I don't know about you, but it's a mystery. I guess we'll never find out. Now, Laurence Fox, in the space of 12 hours, which this is a timeline, he posted a tweet, he went for a sleep, he woke up, realised he was in a shitstorm and posted a tweet thread which made things worse. In a space of less than 12 hours, Laurence Fox has destroyed everything and become a massive pariah again. And he's done this by somehow crowbarring his dislike of the anti-racism gesture into a tweet about something else entirely. It's the news that Manchester City footballer Benjamin Mendy has been charged with 4 counts of rape, and Laurence Fox simply tweeted, "Get kneeling, fuckers." Now, obviously, that makes very little sense to anybody with even half a brain, but today Laurence Fox, as I said, doubled down on the tweet there, guaranteeing that job centres across Kensington in London pretend they're temporarily closed whenever they see him coming. We'll talk about that in a second, but first I would just like to say that if you have any knowledge of football, if you're a fan nowadays, you'll hear certain things about players, gossip and so forth, and Benjamin Mendy isn't the only person to be the perpetrator of a crime, at least allegedly anyway, because there is another footballer who plies his trade in the Merseyside area of the country who has been accused of similar crimes to allegedly possibly younger women. And that news hasn't officially broken yet, but it's been all over social media for the last month or so. And if that news did break, it makes me think how Laurence Fox would respond. Would he respond by saying, "Get kneeling, fuckers"? Or would he respond a different way entirely because the footballer in question is white? Well, it's difficult to say, but based on everything Laurence Fox has said and done, I'd say I already know the answer. In Laurence Fox's thread today, he flip-flops from saying kneeling is evil to demanding that players now kneel for victims of sex attacks and so forth. This results in a hypocritical response that makes no sense at all, which is exactly what grifters do when they're caught out saying something a little bit too far. It won't be long before he starts blaming woke people for him saying awful things, which is exactly what Andrew Laurence and all the rest of them do at some point. So look out for that one. Sir Digby Chicken Caesar's daily meltdown even resulted in Piers Morgan calling him a cunt. Ouch. Laurence, for a man who starred in a movie about falling down a very deep hole, this is what it actually feels like to hit rock bottom. Worryingly, doing this kind of shit probably won't result in Laurence Fox being kicked off Twitter, but if he does, remember that that is the death knell of people who are after attention. If you don't have a Twitter account, you'll soon you'll soon be like Alex Jones and Katie Hopkins and all the rest of them, saying extreme things to very, very weird people, but without normal people as an audience getting outraged by it. And you just sort of lose your power. As always, it's just a matter of time before Laurence Fox goes a little bit too far and we never hear from him ever again. Unfortunately, we'll have to witness him saying god-awful shit again and again and again until that actually happens, possibly making a few situations worse and probably making a few other racists get a boner in the process. Just a short one today about Laurence Fox, as I realised that this is actually the 5th video I've made about him in the last 6 months. If you're interested in watching a lot of takedowns of Laurence Fox, a lot of them are satirical and quite funny, then you can watch the following videos. Laurence Fox launches his election defeat, which was posted a few months before the mayoral election in London, which looked at how his campaign started and how it was absolutely ridiculous and destined to fail. And lo and behold, he got fuck all votes. There's a video analysing why his love of the Defund the BBC campaign will never bear fruit. It's just an impossible task from him and his fellow grifters. There's a video called the Sadiq Khan Grift, where recently Conservative plans to deal with London's knife crime was actually first proposed by the moron's moron, Laurence Fox. His ridiculous stop and search campaign that he came up with alongside Martin Daubney is simply not fit for purpose and will target a particular group in society, which makes it very dodgy indeed. For full details of that shambles, do watch the Sadiq Khan Grift. There's every anti-vax theory destroyed because Laurence Fox not only is an awful person saying awful things, he's also an anti-vaxxer as well, just to make him even more likeable. And finally, this isn't a video about Laurence specifically, but it is a video that questions, are football fans that boo kneeling racist? Where I take a 20-minute satirical look at every single of the million excuses people give for booing footballers kneeling down. It spent weeks researching all the bullshit excuses people give to show their hatred, and every single one of them is annihilated in that video, and it's very funny too. It's something I'm very proud of, and I hope that out of all those videos that I showed you, that's the one you watch. Until next time, this is Anti-Social Media. Thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.